In the silence of the universe, where time dissolves into immensity, among stars that are born and die in a cosmic instant, there exists a question that has accompanied humanity since the beginning of time, an ancestral unease that resonates in the deepest recesses of our being. Where does the light that heals us originate? Where does that invisible balm that soothes the wounds of the spirit come from? Science, in its tireless quest, looks outward. It explores distant galaxies, unravels the invisible forces that govern the cosmos, and seeks answers in the tangible and measurable. But there is something more. Something that transcends empirical observation and rational logic. Something that cannot be measured with telescopes, nor observed in a laboratory under a microscope. It is a light that dwells in ordinary people, in souls that walk beside us every day. They are individuals who live among us in the simplicity of the everyday, and who, without even knowing it, have the innate ability to soothe the human soul. We call these souls, these luminous beings we encounter along the way, healing people. Their existence is a gift, a beacon in the darkness. Her presence is an echo of the inherent goodness of the universe, a reminder that healing does not always come from the extraordinary, but from the profoundly human. They are not doctors in white coats, nor gurus preaching from a high pulpit. They are not spiritual masters trained in ancient disciplines either. The healer exists in their purest essence, without needing a fancy name, without a role assigned by society, and often without even realizing the profound impact they generate. His gift manifests itself in the everyday, in the small gestures that transform the day. It can be a word that arrives just when we need it, a whisper of understanding that dispels the fog of confusion. It's a presence that effortlessly calms, enveloping the atmosphere in a palpable serenity. An embrace that brings tears to the eyes of those who thought they couldn't cry, releasing emotions held back for far too long. It's as if their existence is aligned with a different frequency, a harmonic resonance with the universe, a soft, human, profound vibration that touches without touching, that heals without invading. Healing people are not recognized by what they consciously do, but by what they generate in others, by the peace, hope, and understanding they awaken in others. And that ability to transform another person's inner self with their very essence, that is a mystery, a beautiful and profound mystery that invites us to look beyond the obvious. What makes a person a healer? It's not a supernatural power that defies the laws of physics. Rather, it's a particular way of being in the world, a way of inhabiting existence with a unique sensitivity. They possess a profound empathy that goes beyond mere intellectual understanding. It's not just about understanding what the other person feels, but about feeling their emotional pulse, about vibrating with their joy and their pain. Their presence is conscious and complete. They are truly there, body and soul, in every interaction. They don't just listen with their ears, but they attend with their whole being, making you feel truly seen and valued. Her voice, though not always loud, brings order to the inner chaos. Her words are few, but they arrive with astonishing precision, as if her soul knew the path your soul, for a moment, had forgotten. They radiate a contagious serenity. They don't hide their own pain or scars, but they have learned to live with them, to integrate them into their being. And from that place of acceptance, they accompany without imposing, without judging. They possess a keen emotional intuition. They perceive suffering before you express it in words. They read it in your energy, in your subtle gestures, in the eloquent silence that sometimes envelops your soul. They are invisible architects of inner peace, building bridges of understanding and acceptance. And their mere presence, yes, their presence, is a balm that calms the storms of the spirit. But there's something few talk about, a profound truth rarely spoken aloud, something that adds a layer of complexity and beauty to their gift. Most healers have been hurt. Their souls bear scars, marks of internal and external battles they have fought. Their gifts often stem from having traveled difficult and winding paths, from having experienced the deepest loss, the most overwhelming loneliness, the most painful rejection, or the most deafening emotional silence. It's not a coincidence, but an alchemy of the spirit. Her wounds, far from destroying her, transformed into doorways to a deeper compassion, to a broader understanding, to a sensitivity that embraces the pain of others. Healing people don't bring light because they've never known darkness. They bring light precisely because they were there in the deepest part of the night and found the way out, the spark of hope that guided them back. And when they see someone suffering, something inside them recognizes that place, that geography of pain. That's why they offer unwavering support. That's why they hold on without asking for anything in return. That's why they don't judge, because they know what it's like to be in that abyss. It is their silent mission, a calling they did not ask for, but which they accepted with every step of their lives. A mission that manifests itself simply by living, by being who they are. Some people shine on the outside, with a brilliance that attracts all eyes, and others shine on the inside, with a more subtle light, but infinitely deeper and more lasting. Healing people belong to the second category. Their light is not a personal possession, not something they generate on their own. It is a light that passes through them, flows through them, and radiates outward. They are like a transparent crystal, polished by life's experiences, that lets in the clarity of the universe and returns it multiplied, amplified, to illuminate the path of others. That light takes many forms, all of them subtle yet powerful. It can be a gaze that sustains the soul in moments of fragility, a gesture that calms the deepest anxiety. It is a phrase that brings back hope when all seems lost, a silence that gives permission to feel, to cry, to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. When you are near a healer, you don't feel grandeur or superiority. You feel truth, an authenticity that disarms. You feel safety, a refuge for the soul. You feel your soul breathe, expand, and be free. They are beacons in the storm, guides in the darkness, bridges that connect souls. But above all, they are living reminders that the inner light, that divine spark that dwells within each of us, never goes out. Perhaps, as you listen to these words, your mind has wandered to someone in particular, someone who has been that light in your life, that balm in your moments of need. Or perhaps, and this is the most profound thing, perhaps you've thought about yourself. You've felt a resonance, a familiar echo in your own heart. Because healers don't always recognize themselves. Often they are humble, discreet, and quiet in their work. They don't seek recognition, only the well-being of others. But the world feels them. It seeks them, consciously or unconsciously. It needs them, in a deep yearning for connection and understanding. If these words have resonated in your heart, if you have felt a gentle vibration, a kind of inner recognition that has touched your soul, then it is possible that you too are one of those souls. A person who heals without realizing it, simply through their presence and their way of being. Who transforms without forcing it, simply by offering their authenticity and love. Who accompanies without asking for anything in return, because their greatest reward is seeing peace in the other person. A person whose light, though not always perceived, is already touching lives, already changing destinies, one by one, with every act of kindness, already bringing peace to a world that sometimes forgets it, that desperately seeks it. If so, if you recognize yourself in these words, then thank you. Your existence, your mere being, is already an act of unconditional love for the universe.